Good morning, folks. Welcome to the Weekly Wingspan. Just a quick note. I'm TheGoose, but the quick note is not that, but this is actually scheduled usually for Wednesday night. Sorry about it. It's coming out Tuesday morning. Had a technical glitch yesterday. Somebody forgot to undo the mute button. So when I looked at the recording this morning, it was me talking and being muted. So I'm re-recording this for you guys. So we could, so you guys could have this for this week. And this is something brand new. So I'm looking forward to your feedback, any comments, good, bad, or indifferent. I could take them all just to help out, trying to make this better for you all. I'm going to keep this to around 10 minutes and we'll go from there. We'll see how things progress. So I'm going to start off every time with a quick disclaimer. You know, TrueTrader nor its representatives are registered with the securities broker dealer or investment advisor with the SEC or any state regulatory authorities. I'm not registered to give investment advice. Guys, treat this 100% as an entertainment purposes only. This is not, you know, have your own plans always and follow your own rules, your own plans. Don't follow me. This is only entertainment purposes. So with that being said, let's dive right in here and show you what I'm looking at for this week. Now I want to start off everything. I have, of course, why not better to start with Playboy. But I do want to cover a couple quick things. You see a lot of noise around here for you guys that are newer. Don't worry about it. The main things I kind of refer to are the 20-day, the 50-day SMAs, those are the 200-day SMA, some pivots, obviously price and volume, and main support resistance levels. So don't overwhelm yourself when you see all these lines in my chart. I'll talk it out, tell you what I'm looking at. And as you follow me more and more, you'll start to see certain things that I do look at and that I'll reference, and you'll catch on. So don't get overwhelmed at all. So first of all, Playboy, PLBY. Here's what I'm looking at here. They did a raise the other day at 46 bucks. I'm looking at this $35 area. You see a quarterly, you see a monthly down here. These are pivot levels right here. So that's going to be the area then we'd be looking at. The only other thing I could say about this is it's already made a higher low yesterday on the daily. It does look like futures will be off a little bit this morning so far. That could change in a heartbeat. So we'll see what happens by the time the market opens. But I'll also be looking at the prior day's low, which is yesterday, Wednesday, which was 37.17. I'll see what it wants to do. It's really close to that. So right now what I want is an extreme move. That's what I look at in the morning at first 15 minutes, first half hour, is I want extreme moves. So when you see my levels down $2 or $3, they happen with these imbalances. And that's what I want, an extreme move into a key level. So in this case, it's going to be around that $35 area. You could also see the support area from earlier. So that's on Playboy. Let's go to BBBY is my next one. Oop, too many B's there. So what I wrote down on BBBY was 28.15 and 27.40. So this was one of those, I don't want to get into the Reddits and all these, but it is a name that was pumped up a couple days back or a couple, last week or so. You see the big move. Two things that I want you to notice here is I wrote down 28.15 and 27.40. Okay, 27.40, you could see that purple line right there. That's the 50-day. So that would be the ideal scenario into that. And when I wrote down 28.15, it was right above the, there was an annual pivot right there. You could see this this dotted blue line, that's an annual pivot. And you could also see just below that was the low from the prior day. It's the first green candle in about a week. So I'm looking for a possible turn today. A lot of these levels I just want to throw in there might be valid today or tomorrow. These are daily levels. I'll look for the turns. I want to be there. I'll always reference my my names over the last few days, what I was looking at, because a lot of these are off daily levels that I'm looking for. Let's jump right into CRSR. CRSR, what I wrote down on that was 32.76, which happens to be the previous day's low, which is yesterday, as well as a 50-day right in that area. So I want to see what that does today, see if it wants to turn back up. It's retraced quite a bit from this big move that it had. So we'll see what happens, but I'm watching this CRSR to see if it wants to hold the previous low. It's really close to that in the pre-market. As you can see, it's 33.29 pre-market. So we're about 50 cents away from that. Again, everything that I'm talking about here is always if this, then that. So if the market is gapping down 300 points or 200 points and all my levels become invalid, obviously I look for new levels. If I still like them off daily, see if they reclaim certain areas. But just if it's always if this and then that. So we'll see what happens. This is pretty close to the 50-day here, but I'll still watch that level to see what happens. NTLA had a big down day yesterday, NTLA. It did pop off the lows yesterday. So what I'm going to look for from yesterday is 73 and 72. 73 is the 50-day. It's a little pretty far down. And then 72 is just below it, the quarterly. Again, I want an extreme move. That's pretty far down. But if you look, the ATR, average trading range, is 598. So $6, call it. So is it possible? Absolutely, for an extreme move down to those levels. We'll see how it plays out. You could also use this previous day's low, which is 75 area, as a point of reference as well, to see if it doesn't get seem too heavy. It wants to test that level early, make a nice higher low off that level. That's a possibility as well. But NTLA will be on my watch, ideally 73, 72 area. Let me look at AMD. I had AMD written down. This is one that, if you look at, it had this really great consolidation above the 50-day. It broke yesterday, but if you could see, it actually closed above it. Okay, $80. So it did close above the 50-day. So what I'm looking for on that is either a 79 or 78.20. I know that's below the 50-day, but 79 is just above the previous day's low, and 78.20 is right here at this monthly pivot, that light blue dotted line. But I do like the way that it closed back above the this purple line here, which is the 50-day. We'll see what happens early. It's really, really close to it. So I'm looking for a wash early morning, have it reclaim that. And what I want to be around for is a push back into the 200-day or this 83, 84 area. And as you can see, consolidation, nice gap ups, nice move up, consolidation, nice move up here. That's kind of what I'm looking at. You can see that it's got a pattern of nice consolidations. So that's what I'll look for on AMD. Now, next one is Snap. SNAP. I wrote down 59.30 and 58 on this one. 59.30 again. Yes, I referenced 50 days, 200 days, a lot. If you guys, I've been around this business for a long time, since 1993. I'm telling you, institutionally, they follow those 200 SMAs, those 50 SMAs. Those are important numbers. So why buck a trend and not just go with this? So I'll look for those things where I might find some buying coming into a name. So again, referencing the 50-day here, 29.30, the simple moving average. And then the other level I had on Snap was 58, which is right down here. And you can see there's a quarterly and a monthly. I kind of took right in between there and the whole number. So that's where I'm looking at Snap. And what I'm looking for on Snap is a push back up into the 62 to 64 area for Snap. So we'll see what happens there, see if Snap gives an opportunity today. PGR, progressive. So this has been coming down, I guess, as people are, out and about again. More claims are coming in, but this is something that I just wanted to point out real quick. I do have a fib in here. I drew that last night as well, but you can see it's just holding this one level. So it keeps holding. That level's at 92 area. So I want to look for is see if it wants to test it one more time. I want to be around for when this turns and pushes back up into this 95 to $200 pocket. Okay. I don't know what 100. I think 100 is pretty aggressive, but let's call it up into this $98 area. So I want to be around for that. If it does turn, it's been holding for 3 days, maybe breaking this downtrend here. So that's what I'm looking for. And I drew this fib just to show you, if you actually look where this is coming into, you could see it's had a pretty nice retrace. If you draw it from this area, this big push that it had, retraces back. It's almost a 70% retrace. So I know it's a bigger picture kind of look at it, but I just wanted to point that out as well. So PGR, let's take a look, see if it wants to start making a turn on the daily there. Last one I want to show you is pins. I've traded this a few times over the last couple of days. One of the things I noticed on pins, it has this early morning wash and then gets bought back up. So what I want to look for now, this is a little bit tough one because I wrote down last night 68.70 and 68. Pre-market, it's right above 68.70 already. So 68.70 was, I think it was yesterday's low, which it is. Wednesday's low. I think you're gonna have to be a little bit more patient on this, and I'll probably wait to see what it does off the 50-day, which, if you could see, was Monday's low was $68. You also have the 50-day there. So even though I wrote down 68.70 last night, it's probably a little too close to that. Would want a little bit more of a wash, which would be, a dollar wash down into 68 might be good. So that'll be the first spot. But what I'll look for is a nice early wash and to see if it does the same kind of action it's been doing over the last few days. So that's PINS. All right. So that's the basics of a few names I went through real quick with you guys. Again, feedback is everything. I'm trying to put this together every week for you to give you some ideas. Remember, a lot of these are daily levels, so they might be more effective. If they don't hit today, I would reference these back tomorrow and see if they held today and be around. I've seen that a lot of times where I'll be 1 day early on a name because of a daily level. and the next day I say does exactly what I wanted. So make sure you continue to watch. You can come check me out over at TrueTrader, TrueTrader.net. And if you have any more questions, we do have free trials, I believe. So feel free to check us out. But thank you very much, guys.